At any point, did you think your playing career at Auburn was over?
I think a lot of stuff went through my head. You know, you're no longer watching yourself on film every single day for hours. You're no longer the person doing all the interviews after practice. Everything that's going on is not about you anymore.
What does it feel like to be named the starting quarterback at Auburn University? In 2008, for Chris Todd, it was a dream come true that quickly spiraled into a nightmare.
As a quarterback, especially in a situation like that, at a school like that, if you don't perform, somebody else will. I've heard so many times from several coaches, they said when you need to worry is when they're not yelling at you anymore. And so that's kind of where I went to.
When Auburn began fall practice for its 2009 season, a new coaching staff was looking to rebuild around a younger arm, not a senior coming off surgery who had not thrown a ball since November. With his dream of being named the starter further away from him than ever, Chris Todd had 3 weeks to do something about it. What happened next changed his life forever.
You know, going into fall camp, if you said where was I on the depth chart, I would tell you at the bottom. Freshman, scout team, whatever, that's who I practice with. The main guys are in the weight room, now you guys practice. So if you ask me, okay, what's your shot? Where were you? I mean, I'm not even in the spotlight. Like, I'm not even being judged with everybody else.
So you're working out with the scout team. What changed?
So everything's really slow. And I'm just like, man, you know, the season's about to start. Like, nothing's happening. They came to me and they said, listen, we're gonna put you with that other group. Okay? Now, I wasn't with the first team. I don't even know if I was with the second team, but I was with the first group. That was okay, because of the main practice in front of everybody. I apparently had a couple good days. They came back and they said, we're gonna give you a shot at first team reps. There was a lot of emotion that came in that. I mean, I was elated, I was nervous as hell. And you gotta think, your whole life comes down to one practice. I mean, you don't know what you're gonna come out with, but they were gonna put all of that on one practice, and I had one shot. And that was it, but I got a shot. Team period is another level. It's fast-paced. You've got the first team defense against the first team offense. We get in there, we have this route called, and it's this stop route on the sideline. The corners were so tight. You throw it too late, it's an interception. And so this was going to take something initially I didn't have the year before as far as velocity. I threw it even before the guy got his head turned around. It literally just hits him like right in the chest. He had no choice but to catch it. When I made this one, that was one of those, wow, oh, like we can do that now.
So you have a really good practice, but the season's 2 weeks away and they still haven't named a starter. What's going through your mind?
I was trying to kind of picture stuff in my mind and, you know, how is this going to play out? And I kept playing it and kept playing it and kept playing it. And I honestly just couldn't figure out a way that it was going to work out good for me. There was just too much against me this time. The year before, or the shoulder surgery and not going through spring, a whole new staff, and I wasn't the favorite guy. I didn't think there was enough that I could do in the amount of time that was allotted to win the job. We got wind that we were naming a starting quarterback. They were gonna finally name somebody. They started pulling people out one at a time. They took Cody first. Cody doesn't come back, they come back and they ask Neil to come. I'm like, well, that's the pecking order. That's the obvious pecking order. That's what's been the roster since they got there. You know, okay, I'm gonna take this and I'm gonna walk in here like a man and take this. And I'll take the information and, you know, I put myself out there and that's all I could do. Coach Chiswick says, moving forward, we think in the best interests of the team for Auburn that you are going to be the starting quarterback for Auburn University. And immediately, my insides went nuts. I didn't know what to think. I mean, I'd been down for so long, and he just told me this, and my life changed completely. How do you respond to that? I don't know. So I left, and I even remember I told my mom, I said they named a quarterback, and that's all I said, like in a text message. And I ended up going back into a meeting, and I don't talk to her for another 2 hours or something. And I can't imagine what went through her head, but I just didn't know how to handle all it. I didn't know how to say it. I didn't know how excited to be.
What did it feel like to finally get to the top of that mountain?
To finally get to that point where it's like, okay, you made it, and you call it a mountain. Well, to get to the peak and then be able to look and see the other side, it was it's a pretty cool feeling.